The US government, we all know, doesn't like countries that host terrorist training camps. So why does it have one in its own backyard, at Fort Benning, Georgia, to be precise? Yes, the School of the Americas, founded in Panama in 1946 before it moved to Fort Benning, and the place where the US trained some 60,000 Latin American soldiers and police officers in counterinsurgency and counter-terror tactics. Protecting human rights, though, wasn't really a US priority. The school's manuals advocated fear, payment of bounties for enemy dead, beatings, false imprisonment, and executions. Sounds a lot like terrorism. Is it any wonder then that the School of the Americas was kicked out of Panama in 1984 by the then Panamanian president, who called it the biggest base for destabilisation in Latin America? I mean, just look at who some of its graduates turned out to be. Panama's Manuel Noriega, Peru's Juan Velasco Alvarado, Bolivia's Hugo Banza Suarez, Argentina's Jorge Videla, Guatemala's Efrain Rios Montt, who was accused, incidentally, of genocide by a UN-sponsored truth commission. It truly has been a school for dictators, violent dictators, and what many would call terrorists too. How else would you describe El Salvador's US-trained Atlacatel battalion, which committed one of Latin America's worst massacres at El Mozote, killing nearly 1,000 people? That battalion also went on to assassinate 6 Jesuit priests in 1989, and get this, 19 of the 26 Salvadorian soldiers involved in those brutal murders graduated from, you guessed it, the School of the Americas. But this is all ancient history, right? Cold War history. Not quite. As recently as 2009, Honduras' elected president Manuel Zelaya was ousted in a coup by, among others, General Romeo Vasquez, a 2-time graduate of the school. Then there's Mexico's Los Zetas, one of the most violent drug cartels in the world today, whose assassins include ex-Mexican army soldiers who were trained at the School of the Americas. Now, to be fair, the US government did shut down the school in 2000, only to open its successor institute called WINSEC the very next year in the same building with the same instructors and the same mission. This year, though, the US Democratic Party has finally added closing WINSEC to its list of pre-election policies. So a President Hillary Clinton will at long last shut down WINSEC, the School of the Americas, the terrorist training camp, whatever you want to call it. It'll be gone. Then again, didn't President Obama once promise to shut down Guantanamo?